Transparency International Sri Lanka unveils the Corruption Risk Mapping Research, a study on Sri Lanka's private sector, yesterday at the BMICH in Colombo, presenting an in-depth analysis of corruption risks in Sri Lanka's private sector and possible measures to address them. The research, compiled by an independent researcher, documents and narrates alleged experiences and examples of private sector corruption, possibly for the first time in Sri Lanka.
Our goal in conducting the corruption risk mapping research, which we call CRMR for short, was to bridge this information gap with reference to private sector corruption in Sri Lanka. The report covers several areas. It provides an in-depth analysis of corruption risks in Sri Lanka's private sector. It also provides possible measures to address such risks. It then also documents and narrates alleged experiences and examples of private sector corruption, and also provides recommendations to companies and the government on how to address these risks. We are positive that the findings of the research would better help TISL, help the Sri Lankan private sector in addressing corruption. However, as mentioned in our report, which we'll be distributing shortly, and also our independent consultant will cover this as well, there are certain limitations to the report. Therefore, the research should be regarded as a preliminary scoping exercise intended to provide insights into corruption risks faced by the private sector in Sri Lanka, which provides a solid basis for the development of further in-depth research. The findings of this report come at a pivotal time. In 2022, the Sri Lankan public demanded a system change. We also now have a new government that came into power on an anti-corruption mandate. And corruption in Sri Lanka, as we all know, has always been systemic in nature, and it takes on so many various forms and has become so normalized that individuals do not even realize that they are engaging in corruption. There is also a certain belief that corruption does not really affect people on a personal level. However, the effects of corruption are known to be great. It can deter investment, it can undermine market competition, it can also cause irreparable reputational damage to your own company, and can cause social impacts such as producing low-quality goods at insanely high costs. So corruption in Sri Lanka, for the most part, has also been seen as a public sector problem. Amidst large-scale corruption scandals in the sector, in the public sector, the role that the private sector plays in sometimes facilitating corruption is often ignored. So this report sheds light on this as well. We believe that the insights and recommendations presented here will spark meaningful conversations and discussions, inspire action, and guide decision-making in the months and years ahead. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and express my gratitude to the incredible team behind this report. Their hard work, expertise, and passion have been instrumental in bringing this vision to life. A special thanks to TISL's program officer for the private sector, who I cannot see at the moment, who's hiding, is Lakmini Sujata over there, for spearheading this effort, and to Michelle Handia, independent researcher. I also want to thank our partners and supporters who have made this journey possible, such as the donor that supported this research, the Center for International Private Enterprise, who unfortunately couldn't make it today. But their contributions have been invaluable to the success of this publication. Today's event is also more than just a launch. It's an opportunity to engage and collaborate. So after we present the research findings and provide you all with copies of the report, we will be having an insightful panel discussion on the topic Beyond Compliance, True Business Integrity in a Box-Ticking World, where our distinguished panel, who is seated right here, will share their insights and perspectives. And there will also be an opportunity for questions, discussion, and networking. So I encourage all of you to make the most of this platform. We will also have a short presentation from one of TISL's partners, Verite Research. They have conducted a legal gap analysis on private sector corruption, and you will have the opportunity to hear about their findings as well. As we embark on this exciting journey together, I invite you to not only explore the findings of this report, but to also think about how you can contribute to the changes it calls for. Let's use this moment to drive progress, foster innovation, and build a brighter future. Once again, thank you all for being here today and for your continued support and interest in TISL's vision towards a nation that upholds integrity. Thank you very much.